if you have that itch, like for me, it's just never been a question. Like I never applied for a job. You know, I never thought about getting a job. Like that just that thought didn't enter my mind. So all I'm doing is just following my instinct. Like it's not like a lot of people talk about like big decisions of like, should I take this job or do this? Like I never had that. Like I was like, this is where I'm going. Like this feels right. I'm gonna keep walking as long as it feels right. Like, and if tomorrow it stops feeling right, like I'll turn. But like I'm just following what I think I want to do. Yeah. What like when I wake up every day, like I said at the beginning of this, I want to learn, I want to grow, I want to get smarter, I want to get better. Yeah. And one day I'll be great at something. Yeah. I don't know what day that will be or what it will be. Yeah. But like I'm learning every day. Yeah. I feel smarter today than I was yesterday. Yeah. Man.
Ladies and gentlemen, big podcast day. A lot of content being dropped today. We had episode 97 with Reese Hopper come out this morning. Now we're recording a podcast with Parker Burr. He is the co-founder of FEAT Socks. Many of you might know the brand. You might not know Parker, but you for sure know the brand. What's crazy, and I was just telling Kirk when I first moved out to LA, I had somebody DM me saying, yo, you need to get someone from FEAT Socks on the podcast. When they originally started FEAT, this is Parker and his other co-founder, Taylor. They both went to UMass Amherst, which is 20 minutes away from where I grew up in Chicopee. And I had somebody DM me that I went to high school with that went to school at UMass saying, yo, you got to get a podcast with FEAT Socks. They're out there in LA. 11 months later, it's actually happening. So that's super dope. It's going to be a good podcast. There's a lot of interesting pieces to the story. There was at one point Parker was making $1.2 million in sales while he was in school at UMass Amherst. So I'm kind of curious to hear, and that was for a lacrosse jersey company they had started in high school, and we'll get into that. I'm surprised he never dropped out. Maybe there's more to that. And then, you know, the big conversation piece is FEAT Socks. Guys have collaborated with a lot of big influencers. Logan Paul at one point. They were living in Venice, and then they moved out of this house. I'm not sure what happened there, but we're going to dive into that. But it should be a good podcast. I like that he's from Connecticut, another New England folk coming in. And let's get into it.
Very clever arch criminal who must be put away. Other innocent victims by the way.
Kirk. What's up? We'll get out. We'll get around the hour. We'll get going. Yeah,
how you doing, man? Sorry it took so long.
No, dude, not at all. Yo, it's crazy because
Taylor and I look up to D. Murphy, founder of 5'4", Young and Reckless.
Yeah.
Legend. Yeah. No one knows that he's like a lot of people don't know he's a legendary investor. Also, one of the best in the world. But you go, how does this guy know everyone? Yeah. He knows, he can call anyone in the world. How's that happen? Yeah. It's happening to us right now. Yeah. It's just we're younger. Yeah. 10 years from now, 20 years from now,
you're going to be there.
You're going to be there. Yeah. That's all we're building.
Yeah.
We're building
actually, probably met the night of Jeremiah's release party at your crib.
Yeah.
That was the first party I had, or like event I had gotten to in LA.
So you were like, LA?
I'm like, dude, yo, this is LA. Like, I'm like posting on Instagram. I'm like, yo, I'm out here. I'm in LA now.
Sweet.
Come on in, man. It's for the real magic happens. With your favorite bearded man, the one, the only Bobbbaaaay. Today on the podcast, Parker Burr.
Man, I wish I could talk like that.
Welcome.
Having fun with passion, having fun with purpose. I first would look at who's around me. One of my friends, George Peters, he has George Wright Clothing, another kid, went to UMass, he's out here now.
Oh, no way.
He says to me, he's like, and, take it for whatever you want, but like, you surround yourself, if you surround yourself with 4 stoners, what do you think you're going to be?
Stoner.
You're going to be the 5th stoner.
Yeah.
Surround yourself with, 4 DJs. What do you think you're going to be? Probably something in music. Whether you're a manager, have no music talent, or maybe you have music talent, like you're probably going to be in music, right? Surround yourself with people that maybe you might want to be like, right? We all look up to people in some way. So start there. Like, who do you look up to? Like, I look up to D. Murphy, 5'4" Club. I think he's a legend. I think right now, if I'm him when I'm his age, I've made it.
Came in and dropped the knowledge today, man. Thank you for coming in, man.
Of course.
We'll catch you guys next time. See ya!
You're not gonna be happy. And what we realize, and this is new on our site, is happiness. It's so cliche, but happiness is everything because that will drive you to do everything else.
Yeah.
Right. If you're actually not happy, I don't believe that you can be miserable for 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
To make it in the end, I don't think you'll make it because you're not happy.
Yeah, but that's also the thing is what I was saying earlier. It's look at the people you're surrounded by, I'm surrounded by, and we have all these little challenges that we're facing. But take yourself out of this environment. People would fucking kill. That probably went to college with you.
That's right.
That went to college with me. That might not even know us. There are fucking people that would kill for these opportunities.
It's always easy. It's like in boating, right? You buy a boat. There's always a guy with the bigger boat.
Yes.
And you're like, damn, I want that one now. But turn around and look how many smaller boats there are.
Yeah.
Just every once in a while. You don't have to face that way permanently, but just look and realize. Charlotte, our investor, always says because we would compare ourselves to movement. They're doing 100 million, we're doing 10. Fuck. She's like, why do you want to do 100? And we're like, because. Yeah. And she's like, why? Yeah. And she would push us, and we couldn't come up with an answer. Think of why would you want to do that?
Yeah.
And we're like, I mean, maybe it's stability, but is there stability at that level? I would argue it's probably more the same shit.
It's just, gonna say, I'm sure there's the same fucking story. Shit. I'm sure there's the same story behind the current of them.
Jake always tells me, he's like, dude, there's been 1,000 times that I was like, tomorrow's our last day in business. It's same shit. Everyone has it. And I think wild success is intimidating to a lot of people that are on the way up. You know, because it's how am I gonna get there?
This was incredible, and thank you, man. Thank you for taking the time and fucking dropping all that up.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Shit.
Hell yeah.
I know it's not the easiest commute.
It's
so cool, man, to capture this stuff and have this part of my podcast journey. So
hell yeah.
We'll be in touch, man.
Love it.
Thank you so much.
Later.
Drive safe.
Later.
You're gonna enjoy that. 405 South.
There you go.
Parker Burr.
Later.
Thank you, man.
Peace, man.
Woo! I say the same thing every time these podcasts end. Great pod, great content, high quality, but it doesn't get better than this. It doesn't get better than this. Hell of a story with Parker. That dude, I can't even imagine. This was one of those pods that very rarely does it happen where I'm just kind of I have all these questions written up, and I think I'm going to have to ask them all just to build out the hour and a half or whatever. But it's I hit record, and this guy just went, and he just was going, and he had so much to say. And it's a great podcast. Purpose of the Youth, your favorite bearded man, the one, the only, Bobbbaaaay.